Hey, what's up? It's Bagel here. My last video that I made was back in July, and I talked about a 10-gram mushroom trip that I did and a 200 UG acid trip that I had, where I was in the hospital for it, and I met God and everything. It was a really, really, really crazy experience. A lot of fun. Even though I was in a hospital, not even knowing why I was there. I'm not gonna explain it right now. You can watch the video and see. But yeah, I want to talk about some new spiritual insights that I've been having. I guess I really haven't been prepared for this video. I kind of just decided to film one right now so I could talk to you guys and say what's up, you know. So let's see here. I've been lately, the past 6 months or so, I've been super into physics and just philosophical theories and discussion on creation and consciousness and co-creative consciousness, which is, the universe only exists because we are here, conscious and aware, and able to observe it, which I think is really, really interesting. Because think about it. If none of us existed, would the universe really be there? Because there's nothing there to actually to see it. You know what I mean? So that kind of fucks with my mind a lot all the time. And if you guys are interested, just ask me, and I'll go ahead and I'll send you some links to these YouTube videos that I've been watching. What was this dude's name? I think his name was Stephen Meyer or something like that. Anyways, he wrote a book, and then he has a couple videos where it's like a TED Talks type lecture, and he just talks about the fucking craziest shit. And even right now, I'm watching something on Elon Musk talking about AI and our advances in technology and how that might be a problem. 1 second. So, you know what? I want to talk about, actually, because this is something that I can, that's almost always on my mind. Last July, just a few days after my birthday, which is on the 5th, so this was this is July 8th, going into July 9th also. And this kid that I met at a bank one day when I was living in Mesa, he saw I was wearing a trippy shirt, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I like your shirt," and me and him started talking and give him my number and shit, and we would hang out. And me and him would go to the shooting range together and shoot our guns and stuff. And we had a lot of fun doing that, you know what I mean? But anyways, he comes over one night, and I had just gotten a new pistol, and I don't know how, but for some reason there was the gun was chambered, and I took the magazine out, but I didn't bother to check the chamber because I just got the gun earlier that day. I know for a fact that I didn't chamber it because I only chamber my guns when I go to the range, or to the desert or something. And there was no reason for me to check it. And I knew that he was somewhat experienced too with handling handguns and how to be careful and everything. So I give it to him. And the kid ends up fucking shooting himself by accident in my apartment. And through his fucking legs. And I call 911, because he's bleeding really bad. And I'm like, shit, dude, I don't know if he's gonna die or not. So I call 911, and then the dispatcher's like, you need to put your phone on in another room or something, somewhere where it's not around, because police are gonna be there, and you obviously don't want to be holding the gun when police show up, right? So I'm like, yeah, dude. So I go and I put my my pistol on my dresser, in my bedroom. So I like run in there real quick. I kind of just like throw it on the dresser. I run back out. And I take care of this kid until paramedics and police show up. And they finally show up and they take me outside, and then they take him and shit and into an ambulance. And I'm just like leaning against one of the cop cars, just talking to them, explaining like what happened. And they're like, okay, well, we're not gonna arrest you because he's not pressing charges, obviously, and nothing really illegal was done here. So I was like, okay, cool. And then while I'm waiting for them to wrap everything up and leave, another cop goes out that was in my apartment, and he had a fucking bag with like 3 Xanax bars in it, and which were mine. And he found them because they were right next to that fucking pistol. Because I didn't know that they were there, because I just ran into the room, threw the gun on there, and then ran back into the living room. So I see he comes out with those. And I was like, oh fuck, no, what, am I gonna get a ticket for this now? This sucks. And once they found that, they arrested me, and they fucking just laid it all out on me. Like, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna charge you with everything we can. So they charged me with like misuse or what was it, unlawful displayment of a firearm, and then disarming a firearm within city limits, and control or possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. So I'm just kind of like, at this point, I'm kind of just like in shock of everything that just happened, because I thought this kid was gonna die, So I'm just like, is he okay? Is he okay? Is he okay? So they bring me to the jail. While I'm in there, they take my clothes and they put me in a fucking like Breaking Bad like hazmat suit. That was like made of Tyvek, and then they bring me to Phoenix, and they bring me to this jail on 4th Ave there, which is just called the Matrix, because it's like, when you're going through that thing, it's like fucking what is going on, man? That place is crazy. And so I'm in there, and they kept me there for fucking 3 days, moving us from cell to cell to cell to cell to cell. And I'm just in these like thin ass Tyvek clothing, and I'm fucking freezing for the whole time that I'm there. And I see a judge like early in the morning, on the 3rd day or after the weekend, and she's like, okay, we're gonna release you, blah blah. So I come home, and I noticed that as soon as I walk in, that my dogs like aren't in the living room. Oh no, actually the first thing I noticed is that my place was trashed, and I was like, what the fuck? Did someone like break in here? And I noticed my dog's right there, and I hear the both of them like yelping in the bedroom. So I go in there, and they're there, and all like the drawers are all ripped out of my dresser. My clothes are all fucking scattered on the ground. There's piss and shit all over them, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, And I started to think, I was like, yo, did they like raid my place? Because I had stuff, you know what I mean? And I go into the kitchen, and I see just like a nice little. The only thing that was not utterly fucking frazzled all over the place was this little stack of papers that was the search warrant papers. So I'm reading that shit, and they took my 2 computers, they took my iPad, they took my other tablet, they took my phone, they took almost everything except for the television, like anything that was electronic except for the television. And they said it was because it might be stolen or something, and they were trying to get me with all these drug charges. They only ended up fucking finding, what was it, 1 tab of acid, 2.3 grams of mushrooms, and 96 milligrams of DMT, and 12 grams of weed. And then they also got me for another marijuana charge because it was inside of a grinder, so that was like separate for some reason. And then they got me for the grinder also. They got me for the keef too. Like, they were just, they were fucking buttholes about it, dude. They thought they busted some huge drug dealer and shit, because I had all this blotter paper that had nothing on it, because it was just art, you know what I mean? And so if I can take all that stuff, and then I start going to courts, and they were like, they wanted to give me 3.5 to 5 years. They had me on 9 different felony drug charges, and 2 felony gun charges. And I was like, fuck that shit. And then we ended up getting it worked down to, I did 2 weeks of jail, and I got 2 years of probation, which started in February of 2018. So I'm already, a year and a month done with it, more than halfway. So probation, has been kind of a bitch, just annoying because, I just feel like almost like I got parents again, and I gotta like go all the way across town to take these fucking drug tests. Luckily, my PO though, she was cool. She was like, if you get your weed card, you can smoke weed, and I was like, all right. So I got my weed card, which actually expired yesterday, and so I can't smoke weed anymore. She even texted me. She texted me. She's like, Michael, just so you know, unless you've renewed your marijuana card, it's gonna expire on the 14th, and you can't smoke marijuana after that. Like, it can't be showing up in drug tests anymore. And I was like, all right, whatever, which is fine. Yeah. Honestly though, a lot happened. I lost a lot of friends that year. I lost a lot of who I was. I got kind of just pushed into this shell that just like wasn't me because of all the pressure. Everyone was mad at me. Everybody was like I just feel like I was not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. Nothing's fair. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like I was really taught a really hard lesson for and I just didn't deserve it. But maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I needed this hard of a fucking lesson because maybe I would have done something more stupid if I got this easy and really fucking fucked up, So I'm happy that the conclusion is what it was, and I don't know, just be careful. I thought I was so I wanted to when I got all into guns and stuff like that. I wanted to the whole time I was like, I want to be a fucking gunsmith now. Now I know what I want to do, for a career, and I just, loved it. I loved fucking taking apart my guns and, putting them back together and cleaning them all the fucking time, I had so much fun doing that shit. And, so I was really familiar with the gun, and I was really safe with it. But as safe as I thought I was, and as, smart and just, knowledgeable of the machinery of of firearms, especially pistols, I still fucking made a mistake, and there's you can check your chamber once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You can check it 100 times, and you can still check it one more time. You know what I mean? You can never be too sure. And I didn't even bother to do it once because I was like, nah, nothing's gonna be in there, blah blah blah. It's all good. You know what I mean? And yeah, and that kid he could have lost his life. Fuck, he could have accidentally shot me. He could have shot one of my dogs. He could have... I don't know. But my life's okay today, It's been a year and a half. This is July of 2017 that this happened, and it's now March of 2019. So, yeah, I guess I can say I wish things could have gone better in certain situations or certain just outcome of events of what happened. I wish some of those could have been different, and what happened to me and everything. But they're not, and it's okay because life's good. And honestly, I'm in the best place right now that I am health wise that I've been in a very, very long time. I was just watching. This is what made me want to film a video tonight. I was watching my older videos from my other channel, and I was drunk in most of them, and I don't drink anymore. The only drugs I do now is smoke acid, take acid, smoke weed, mushrooms. You know what I mean? DMT. It's just the shit I used to do before my brother died, and I started doing harder shit and just going all balls to the fucking wall with whatever I was doing, even drinking or whatever. Just gonna have enough of it, but. Yeah, I feel good. I feel good. And he's old buddy feels good too. He's just a dog right there. Here he is. Hello. But yeah. Follow me on Instagram, okay? I don't have the viewers like I used to on YouTube, so I don't know how many people. Maybe in like within the next month, I'll get like 3 comments on this, replying to this question, and the question is, or not the question, but what I want you guys to do for me is just ask questions that you want answers to about psychedelics. Anything. I love talking about that stuff, and I love giving advice on that stuff. And I used to take a really big pride in it, and I want to start taking pride in that again. I want to start feeling like I was helping people, because that's what I felt like I would do when I started making these videos. Was felt like I was helping people, and I'd appreciate it of you guys. Okay, so it's fucking like 2 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep. I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow, but y'all have a great night now. Okay, later.